Hello from London. We present a Toytown play by S.G.Hulme Beaman. This one's called The Enchanted Ark.
On a hill just outside Toytown stood Mr. Noah's Ark. It was a long, low building with a red roof and a large number of square windows, most of the glass panes of which had been broken. The Ark had long been a disgrace to Toytown. Mr. Noah was far too old to control so many animals. They paid no attention to his orders, and the elephant, the camel, the giraffe, and several others were too large to be smacked. As a result, the animals did exactly as they pleased, quarrelling, fighting, shouting, breaking windows, and making rude faces at the people of Toytown who passed the Ark on their Sunday afternoon walks. Now such a state of affairs could not be allowed to continue, and one morning Mr. Noah received a visit from Ernest the policeman.
Good morning, Mr. Noah. Could I have a word with you?
Good morning, Constable. Come inside. You must excuse the untidiness, but we seem to be at 6s and 7s this morning. Take a chair. No, not that one. The crocodile has gnawed a leg off that.
Oh,
Don't look at the wallpaper, please. The anteater tore off those strips. I know it looks untidy, but then animals will be animals.
will they? That's just what I come to see you about. This can't go on.
What can't go on?
Animals being animals. There's been a lot of complaints about those animals of yours. If you like to have your own place turned into a pigsty, that's your own affair. But we can't have your animals annoying respectable townspeople. They hang over the fence and put their tongues out at people going by. And that elephant of yours has even gone so far as to squirt at an old lady with its trunk.
Dear.
Yes, it's lucky for him I wasn't there at the time.
I don't think he could have meant to squirt the lady.
Oh, didn't he? Didn't he indeed? And perhaps you'll say that your crocodile didn't mean it when he threw a mud pie at the train the other day and hit the magician.
Oh, that wasn't the crocodile. That was the pig. I spoke to him very severely about it, and he promised never to throw mud pies again.
Well, perhaps he hasn't. But the next day he threw a tomato and hit the engine driver. All splashed he was. It's a wonder there wasn't an accident to the train.
Oh, dear, he's a most wasteful animal, that pig.
Yes, that's all very well, but what I want to know is, what are you going to do about it?
Well, you know, officer, I don't think they meant any harm. It's just their high spirits. I'm not so young as I was. I sometimes feel it's rather too much for me keeping things going, and I don't like to be too severe. I must admit that I did lose my temper yesterday, and I gave the crocodile a good smacking. But it hurt me more than it hurt him.
Indeed.
You see, he's covered with hard, knobbly lumps. And then the feeding is very troublesome. One won't eat this, and another won't eat that. The lion won't eat cabbage, and the camel won't eat tapioca pudding. And the young ones, well, they're always having measles and whooping cough. Oh, it's all very trying and difficult.
In other words, you can't do nothing about this disgraceful state of affairs. Very well, I've cautioned you, and I shall now report the matter to the proper quarters.
What quarters are those?
You will very soon see. In the meantime, having duly said what I come to say, I will now bid you good day. Oh! Why can't you teach your sea lions to sit up and catch their sardines in a proper manner, instead of eating all over the floor? Disgusting, I calls it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Constable. I am so sorry.
Disregarding Mr. Noah's apologies, the policeman left the Ark, marched down a muddy pathway and passed through the gate, which he slammed loudly behind him. A kangaroo thrust his head over the top of a bush, and after shouting, "Boo!" crossed his eyes and put his tongue out in a very rude manner. But Ernest pretended not to notice and continued his way to Toytown. Instead of going direct to the police station, however, he turned into Ark Street and knocked at the door of number 1, the tall, grey house inhabited by the magician. The door was opened by Daddy the Lamb.
Well, my lamb, what are you doing here?
Oh, if you please, officer, I'm helping the magician now. Farmer Giles says I shall not be much use on his farm until I grow up to be a sheep, so I'm learning to be a magician. I help to mix the potions and do the washing up and all that.
Oh, indeed. Well, is the magician in now?
Yes, officer, he's mixing a potion. Will you go up, please? Ernest removed his helmet, wiped his feet on the doormat, and then ascended the stairs to the magician's study. The magician was so astonished by the unexpected appearance of the policeman that he dropped the bowl of liquid he had been stirring.
Butterfingers.
Ernest could hardly help noticing that he looked somewhat guilty and confused.
Aha, Mr. Magician. You're up to something, I can see. Putting a spell on somebody, I'll be bound.
Well, not exactly what you might call a spell, but, however, I'm never too busy to see you, officer. Now, what could I have the pleasure of doing for you? A little high-class magic of some description? I only use the best materials for my spells, so you can be sure that, in short...
I come to see if you would be willing to assist the police. The law does not often require what you might call outside assistance, but occasions sometimes arise when it's the duty of every right-minded citizen to help the police.
Oh.
Such an occasion has now arisen.
Arisen, quite right.
I refer to the matter of that fellow Noah.
Noah? Don't talk to me about Noah. Are you aware that it was a creature of Noah's who threw that mud pie at me?
Well, I never.
I was on my way to Arkville to consult with a magical colleague and was wearing my best silk hat. Have you ever been hit in the eye with a mud pie, officer?
Never. And I should like to see the mud pie that would hit me in the eye.
Well, it made me very annoyed indeed. In fact, I don't mind telling you, quite between ourselves, that when you came in, I was about to enchant the crocodile that threw that pie.
And it's lucky I come in, because it wasn't a crocodile. It was a pig.
Oh.
Noah told me so.
Well, no doubt the crocodile encouraged the pig. All those animals are as bad as one another.
You never spoke a truer word than that, Mr. Magician, sir. They are quite as bad as one another, if not worse. And that's why I come round to see you, to see if you could suggest some magical way of keeping them in order.
Ah, in other words, you wish me to bewitch these animals?
Well, of course, in my official capacity, I can hardly encourage such a thing as you might say.
No.
I may remark, however, that if all Mr. Noah's animals turned into some harmless and well-behaved creatures one night,
Yes?
the town council would feel prepared to bear the expense, if you get my meaning, of the change.
Ah.
Quite unofficially, of course.
I understand you perfectly. And what kind of an animal is the best-mannered and most harmless, in your opinion, officer?
Well, no.
If you please, sir, a box of red fires just come by the coach. Where shall I put it, sir?
Put it in the cellar, my little lamb. Put it in the cellar.
I always think a lamb is a very agreeable and well-behaved little animal.
Oh, bad.
Very.
A few mornings later, Mr. Noah came hurrying into Toytown, his eyes round with astonishment. He wore his best green coat and his little round black hat. His long white beard had been well brushed, and altogether he looked far smarter than usual. He had, in fact, taken great care over his appearance that morning, for he intended to call upon the mayor. The mayor's secretary was reluctant to admit Mr. Noah at first, because he knew the mayor was very busy with a game of noughts and crosses. But Mr. Noah explained that he had a most important matter to discuss.
Very important, your worship.
My dear Noah, it must be something very important for you to disturb me like this.
A most extraordinary thing has happened, and I really don't know what to do about it. So I said to myself, His Worship the Mayor is the only person who can advise me. I must go and see the mayor.
Quite. My advice is always at the service of my fellow townsmen. I hope I know the responsibilities of my position. Now tell me, pull yourself together now, and don't look so pop-eyed. What is the matter?
Oh, well, you'll hardly believe it, your worship, but I arose early this morning as usual and began to prepare breakfast for the animals. I mixed the pig's mash, opened a tin of sardines for the sea lions, and toasted some buns for the elephant, and I was just opening a tin of treacle for the bears when I heard a funny bleating noise.
A funny what?
A bleating noise, like this.
Certainly a very funny sound. A very funny sound, I agree. No, there is no need to repeat the sound. I quite understand. Proceed. Proceed.
Well, when I heard the bleating noise, I said to myself, that baby hippo has got the whooping cough.
Why?
What do you mean by why?
Why do you suppose the baby hippo had the hipping cough? Surely a baby hippo has a perfect right to bleat if he wishes to.
But hippos don't bleat. They make a mooing noise like this.
Don't do it. Coming into my study and giving farmyard imitations like that, I won't have it. Now remember where you are, sir. Remember where you are. Now come, collect yourself. What did you do when the young hippo began making its singular noise?
But it wasn't the hippo.
Oh, come now. I'm very busy this morning. I'm very busy. I have listened patiently to your clever animal imitations, but it appears to me now that you are rambling. First you tell me that you heard a hipping hoppo, I should say a hippo hopping or booing or something of the kind, and now you tell me it wasn't a hippo at all. What was it then? A crocodile crowing? Because if so, I will ask you kindly to refrain from imitating this animal.
It was neither the one nor the other. Neither the hippo, nor the crocodile, nor a camel, nor a lion, nor a zebra.
Quite. In fact, it was nothing at all.
You're wrong there, your worship. It was something, very much so. I went outside to look, and what do you think? The yard was full of lambs.
Lambs? Did you say lambs?
Yes, your worship, lambs, baby sheep. There was not another animal to be seen.
Now I begin to understand something. It was the lambs you heard bleating,
yes.
Not the hippo.
No.
You seem to have taken a very long time to tell me of a very simple matter. It all amounts to this. You were opening a tin of treacle. You heard some lambs bleating.
Yes.
And on looking into the yard, you saw there were some lambs there, as of course any reasonable person might have supposed. It seems perfectly simple. The only thing that puzzles me is, where did the lambs come from?
When I first saw them, your worship, I said to myself, those must be Farmer Giles's lambs. But then I knew they couldn't be.
But why not?
Because he hasn't any.
There is something in that. There's certainly something in that.
I was very puzzled. I couldn't understand where the lambs came from. And I don't know where my animals had disappeared to. I searched everywhere, and not an ordinary animal could I find. Nothing but lambs. Not a lion, not a kangaroo, nor an elephant, nor a...
Yes. Nothing, in fact. I suppose it is hardly possible the lambs could have eaten the other animals.
Oh, quite out of the question, your worship. I feel sure a lamb could not eat, for example, an elephant.
No.
And I hardly think an elephant would allow himself to be eaten without making the trumpeting sound. And I should have heard that. You know the trumpeting sound an elephant makes, don't you?
Yes, quite. I am thoroughly familiar with trumpetings.
Very well, then. Now, what I want to know is, where are my animals?
I'm sure I don't know, and I feel bound to admit now that I don't care.
Oh, Mr. Merrill.
Now you force me to speak plainly, and I must tell you that your animals were a nuisance to everyone. A nuisance. If they really have gone, I, for one, shall be greatly relieved.
Oh, don't say that, your worship. Don't say that. Think of those poor animals. That poor little hippo. Many's the time I've tied a Sunday ribbon round his neck.
Yes.
The giraffe with his pretty spots. Yes. And think of the dear little porcupine with his sweet little prickles. Oh, what had become of them all?
No. Oh, do stop it.
Oh, my poor little warthog. My poor little armadillo. Poor little chimpy.
Larry the lamb had been given a half-holiday by the magician and sat with his friend Dennis the Dachshund in Farmer Giles's barn. Larry was proud of his position as assistant to the magician and was greatly envied by Dennis, who was most curious to know what went on in the magician's house.
Tell me, Larry, my friend, Herr Magician, guinea pigs out of hats does he pull?
Oh, often, Dennis, and rabbits as well, but that's nothing. He took an egg out of my little ear once, and I've seen him produce a bowl of goldfish from underneath a handkerchief. He does all sorts of wonderful things.
You also guinea pigs out of hats to pull, have you learned?
Well, not quite, but I'm learning. You see, it's very difficult, and I can't always remember the proper spell. I have tried, but I think I must have said something wrong, because instead of a guinea pig being there, a little white mouse jumped out. Perhaps the spell wasn't strong enough.
And Herr Magician people into things to turn he is able, was it?
Oh, yes, but I haven't actually seen him do it. He has a great big book full of spells.
So?
I can't show you how big it is because my little hoofs won't stretch far enough, but it's awfully large. And then the magician wants to do something extra, specially magical. Then he draws a big circle on the floor and burns red fire and reads the spell out of the great big book.
Oh, yeah.
I've often peeped through the keyhole when he's been doing that, and it looked awfully exciting, but I've never seen quite what happened.
Do you think me into things you could turn? An Alsatian to be greatly I should love?
Well, I don't know, Dennis, but I think I could. It looks very easy. I don't mind trying.
Good.
But I should have to learn the proper spell out of the big book, and I'm not very good at learning things. I might make a mistake, and that would be very uncomfortable for you. You might half change and be a dachshund with an Alsatian's tail.
And the spell on a piece of paper could you not copy and then over me read it?
Well, you see, my little hoofs are rather awkward for copying things out.
Stay. An idea I have most excellent. The magician this afternoon out is he not?
He's gone to Arkville to buy a stuffed crocodile. He says every magician should have a stuffed crocodile. It gives tone to the place.
Good. Then to the magician's house let us go. There's a spell to copy and a little red fire borrow. And then we will to some quiet place go, there into an Alsatian me to turn.
Oh, Dennis. Larry was very doubtful about this. He felt sure the magician would be angry if he knew, and he felt nervous in case the spell didn't work properly and something dreadful happened. For he knew that magic has to be done very carefully or things may go wrong. But in the end he gave in and agreed to the plan. So they went to the magician's house, and Larry led Dennis upstairs to the magician's study. And there on a wooden table lay the big book of spells. Larry, feeling decidedly nervous, went to it, and after wiping his hoofs on his fleece to make sure they were quite clean, began turning over the pages. Now, here it is, Dennis. Spell, converting a person into any desired animal. That's it. Now draw the magic circle as before.
Before what?
Well, I expect it means before starting. Place your client, that's the person to be converted, within the circle and burn near him a bowl of red fire of the best quality. Grasp the magic wand firmly in the right hand.
Yeah.
The magician keeps the wand locked up. We shall have to use an ordinary stick, and I shall have to grasp it firmly with both hoofs because I can't manage with one.
Yeah.
Grasp the magic wand firmly in the right hand and wave it over the client in a series of graceful motions. I can do that, I think. At the same time pronouncing the following words. Oh, Dennis, you must copy the rest.
Some red fire we shall want, yes?
Well, I've got some red fire. There was a little left over from the last magic the magician did, and I saved it because I thought it would be useful for firework day.
Good.
It's in my sleeping basket. I'll fetch it. So Dennis copied the spell carefully upon a sheet of paper from the magician's table, while Larry went for the red fire, which he brought in a toffee tin. Then the two animals descended to the street, locked the door behind them, and set off for the crossroads, which Larry explained was the best place for spells. There Larry set to work, assisted by Dennis, to prepare for the magical operation. With a piece of stick, he drew a large circle in the dust. It was not a very round circle, but it was the best Larry could do, and Dennis agreed that it would probably be all right. Then, smiling nervously, Dennis seated himself within the circle, and Larry, after studying the copy of the spell very carefully, lit the tin of red fire, waved a piece of stick over Dennis's head, and recited the spell in his little bleating voice. And that took rather a long time, because there were many big words which the lamb had difficulty in pronouncing. When he had finished, Larry looked at Dennis, then he walked all round him and examined him carefully. And as far as he could see, Dennis had not changed in the smallest degree. Oh, how do you feel, Dennis?
Just like an Alsatian, I feel.
But you don't look like one. I'm afraid the spell hasn't worked very well.
Nonsense. That an Alsatian I am most certain is. Exactly like one I feel.
Oh, well, you're not. You're just as you were before, a sausage dog with bandy legs and floppy ears.
That an Alsatian I am?
Bad, Dennis, I know what's happened. It has sometimes happened when the magicians try to work a spell. He's told me so. Instead of the spell changing the person it's supposed to, it changes someone else. The magician explained to me once why it was, but of course I didn't understand a bit. But that's very likely what has happened now. Oh, I think we'd better go home and say nothing in case Ernest the policeman has been changed into a sea lion. Oh, or the inventor into a guinea pig or something terrible like that. If they found us here, they might know we did it.
We indeed. If anything so dreadful has happened, you did it, Larry, my friend, not I. That something has happened, I do not doubt, because most clear it is that about magic nothing at all you know. Fancy a magician pretending to be and me into an Alsatian to turn you are unable.
I can't do magic.
You cannot.
I can't
You
do
cannot.
magic. Oh, bad. Grumbling and quarrelling, the two animals set out on their return to Toytown. But they had gone only halfway when they heard in front a loud, continuous bleating. Then round a corner came Mr. Noah, followed by a long string of lambs walking sedately 2 by 2. Mr. Noah looked very unhappy, and the lambs bleated to each other, for they were tired and didn't like being taken for a walk. Nevertheless, they followed Mr. Noah, and presently the end of the procession passed round a bend in the road and disappeared. When the lambs had gone, Larry looked at Dennis in dismay. This is dreadfuller than I thought. You see what's happened. My spell has gone wrong somehow, and instead of converting you, Dennis, I've converted all Mr. Noah's animals into lambs.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, whatever shall I do?
Perhaps nothing will notice, never.
Oh, I'm sure they will, and if they find out who did it, Ernest, the policeman, will come and take my name and address. I think the best thing I can do is to own up. I'll be brave. I'll go round to the mayor and own up at once. That evening the mayor was at tea when Ladder the lamb was shown into the room. He looked very frightened. His little eyes were round, and his fleece, usually so white and curly, was dusty and rumpled. He ran into the room and began bleating and stuttering. Oh, if you please, Mr. Mayor.
Take your time, my lamb, take your time.
Mr. Mayor, sir, something dreadful has happened, something dreadful, and I've done it.
Good gracious, you haven't set fire to the town by any chance, or broken one of my windows, or tripped up Ernest, the policeman, or, well, what have you done? Come now, don't keep me in suspense. Take a deep breath and tell me.
If you please, Mr. Mayor, sir, I've been doing magic, and I've turned all Mr. Noah's animals into lambs.
There now, of course. Why didn't I think of that before? Ever since Noah told me about those lambs and his missing animals, I have been wondering what could have happened. I might have guessed it was magic. And so you are the little animal responsible for this.
Oh, yes, sir, I did it. I'm very, very sorry. I didn't mean to do it.
Well, of course, we're all liable to make mistakes sometimes, and after all, a lamb is not an objectionable creature.
Oh, bad.
You might have done worse. In fact, would you like some tea?
Oh, thank you, sir. I should like some tea, if you don't mind my lapping it out of a saucer.
Of course, of course. If you prefer to lap by all means. There, my lamb. And as regards this matter of Noah's animals, I don't think you need take too much to heart. I feel sure the people of Toytown will not be unduly distressed when they hear about it. Is this your first effort in a magical operation?
Oh, yes, sir. It's the first time.
Well, I consider it very creditable. Very creditable indeed.
Oh,
You seem to have a distinct trend towards that sort of thing. Persist, my lamb, persist.
I will.
By the time you become a sheep, you may be quite a skillful magician. Would you like a bun?
Oh, no bun, thank you, sir. I never eat buns, but I should like some of that lettuce, if I might.
By all means, help yourself. Take the dish. And now, as a little encouragement to you for your very clever experiment, let me give you 2 tickets for the Theatre Royal. They are performing The Miller and His Men.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. I'll take my friend Dennis with me. I'm sure he would like it too.
By all means. And if Mr. Noah should say anything rude to you regarding the change in his animals, just refer him to me. Good evening, my lamb. Good evening.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Mayor, sir. And so Larry the Lamb had all the credit of turning Mr. Noah's animals into lambs. And when he walked about the streets of Toytown, people bowed to him and inquired how he was, while other animals were very proud to be seen in his company, and were careful not to annoy him in case he should change them into something else. The magician, who, as you will have guessed, was really the person who had changed Mr. Noah's animals, was very jealous of Larry's fame, but he was ashamed to say anything, because in a few days his magic began to wear off, and the Ark animals changed back into their original shapes. And such a thing should never, of course, happen with a high-class magician. The animals turned back slowly, and the change was very entertaining to the people of Toytown, who came out to the Ark to look at the lambs, which were half hippos, and lambs frisking about with elephants' trunks. But at last the change was complete, and all the animals looked as usual, although it was observed with pleasure that their behaviour remained quite lamb-like. So even Mr. Noah was pleased. Ernest the policeman, however, was puzzled, and to this day is not certain whether the spell upon Mr. Noah's animals was cast by the magician or by Larry the Lamb.
That was The Enchanted Ark, a Toytown play by S.G.Hulme Beaman. Larry the Lamb was played by Derek McCulloch, who was also in the Narrator. Ernest the Policeman by Peter Claughton, The Magician by Charles Leno, Mr. Noah by Charles Maunsell, Dennis the Dachshund by Preston Lockwood, and The Mayor of Toytown by Howieson Culff. The play, which was recorded, was produced by Chovil.